10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And well, back through black and white eyes for this transfer news, injury news, rumour news, everything all wrapped into one. It's been a while since we've done one, and it's not just about that. It's about what's been said recently, and I'm going to have my opinion on it, and I want you guys to interact as much as you can and tell me what you think about what's going on. There's loads of interesting stuff. We've got injury updates, as I said. We've got transfer news. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff from two different sources as well, which will obviously, some backs it up, some doesn't. So it's going to be very interesting what we go through. But first of all, let's go through the stuff that's happened recently for NUFC players and a bit of behind the scenes sort of stuff that's been going on with ownership changes, company house stuff. It's been a bit mental. But congratulations to Minteh. First of all, he's won the cup. He did get sent off in the final, but the team managed to hold on to win 1-0, and he won his first trophy. Amazing scenes in the dressing rooms afterwards. And we're so pleased for him. So this is the question, guys. What do we do with Minteh next year? There's a lot of people saying we'll loan him back out again. Feyenoord obviously don't want to lose him. I've got two options. One's a bit controversial, and one is how I would like to see it play out. So we'll go with the controversial one first, and let me know what you think of this. I think we should sell him for 40 million to Feyenoord, but in the contract when we sell him, we put a buyback clause of 40 million in 2 years' time. So we basically sell him to Feyenoord for 2 years, kind of like a loan deal, but you're actually selling him, but you put in a buyback clause for the same amount. It's kind of loaning £40 million from the club if you think about it, because they're going to get it back, but they get the player for 2 years. Other clubs have done it, I believe. There's lots of it. We can put the option in there, and if he doesn't develop, we don't have to buy him back. But if he does develop, we can trigger the clause and say, right, he's coming back to us. So that's the controversial one. Now, how I would like to see it happen, because obviously this guy's going to be a talent, I believe. I think we should put him in the squad for the pre-season games, see how he performs, and then decide to either loan him back to Feyenoord for a year or keep him in the squad, especially if we qualify for European football, especially on a Thursday night. I think that's where he could get a lot of game time and develop as a player round the Newcastle squad and with our excellent players around him as well. So there's two options for you. Let me know what you think's the best option for him, but it's an interesting take, isn't it? A lot to go through, so I'll be as quick as I can. Amanda Staveley flew back and saw all the commotion about them being removed as directors and all this sort of stuff. But the statement basically says, I've not been removed. The changes made last week were purely administrative to non-trading subsidiaries. After the takeover, Jamie and I stepped into the directors of the companies until we could build an executive team. So basically, they stepped in to do a role that they knew they weren't going to do permanently. And now they've been building the backroom staff and the backroom team, and they've finally been able to do that. And that's the reason why those changes were made recently. So there's no panic there at all, which is good news. Right, now on to the ridiculous. Arsenal are eyeing up 165 million double move for Newcastle's Alexander Isak and Crystal Palace's Michael Elise in the summer. So they must only rate Elise at about 25 million or 35 million, because there's no way they're getting those two players for that amount of money. They are both absolutely quality players. Isak, I wouldn't sell him at all, but you're looking in the region of 110, 120, 130 million for him. at his age and what he's producing on the pitch. And Elise is probably worth about 60, 70 million himself. So ridiculous. Now, more ridiculous. Mex on Twitter. Bruno Guimaraes is a serious target of Arsenal. Yeah. And it's not happening because Bruno has literally just signed a deal for a £4 million Northumberland home. He is staying with Newcastle, guys. Just forget about all that clickbaity stuff. Leave it to one side. Bruno is going nowhere. And if he does, you're talking a massive amount of money. Not this £80 million that's been branded around social media recently. There's no way he leaves for that amount. So let's just stop clicking on it, stop interacting with it. Bruno's going nowhere. And Isak is going nowhere unless it's a huge amount of money. Now, this guy's available again. We spoke about him quite a lot. He's had a tough time. The question is, would you take him for £14 million? Bearing in mind, Wilson's always injured. Isak can't play all the games. Could Ekitike, because Eddie Howe liked him, could he step into a role where he knows he's not going to get all the game time in the world, but Eddie Howe could help him develop? And again, Thursday nights, I'm thinking smaller Premier League teams. He could be, for £14 million, an absolute bargain potentially. It could be a flop, but for £14 million, is it worth taking the risk? Let me know in the comments. Right, now, we've all said the Premier League is absolutely biased, blah, 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 blah. We now have evidence. Again, look at this. Premier League are now showing the top 7 clubs in the league. At one point, they were only showing the top 6. Why have they dropped down to 7? Because Newcastle have overtook Man United. But if we were in 7th, that league would cut off at 6. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of it with Sky. I really am. It's why I never renewed my contract with them, and I'll never get Sky again because of this shite, basically. Right, we're going to get onto the juicy stuff now. I know you've been waiting for it. Transfer news, team news, all that sort of stuff. So, but before I go into that, hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button. It really helps the channel, and it really helps us to keep growing. Memberships are open. Super thanks, donations, all that sort of stuff are welcome. That's what keeps the channel going. It really does, because this isn't free to run a channel, especially with all the stuff I like to put up. You actually have to pay for it all. And we've got sponsors, so I'll quickly go through them. Diacro, amazing sponsor. Link is in the description. Baz 20 for 20% off all their amazing clobber. Our other amazing sponsor is Football Prizes. They give us £100. I give that back to you guys in prizes. But look at that Tino Asprilla signed shirt. What a prize to win if you can win it. So please look at all the stuff they do, though, because there's loads of stuff, because that one's finished. But they've got more prizes going ahead in the future. And this one, where we'll be live tonight, it's the 23rd of April, 8:15, we'll be reviewing a preview, of the Newcastle Palace game. And then I'll be doing the watch along on Wednesday night. So please consider tuning in. It'll be a great show. Right. So I'm going to read out what I've got from one guy, and then I'm going to read out the rest of the stuff from another guy. The first one is quite simple. It's quite a small one, but the other guy's given me loads of stuff, which is very, very interesting to go through. So Wilson, Trips, hopefully back for Wednesday. Pope, hopefully back for Burnley. Budget around 150 million to 200 million. Now, that's a decent budget. I'm hoping 200 million personally. Outgoings remain to try and bring money in are Wilson and Miggy, according to this source. Incomings, rumoured to be Huijsen, spelled Huijsen. Gibbs White, Sesko, and Kelly on a free from Bournemouth. Kelly comes up in both of them, to be honest with you. And also from the same guy, from Will, who Will is absolutely brilliant, by the way. He's in my personal group. I'm hoping to have him on shows for summer transfer shows in the summer. And he broke this today, and I also got it from the same guy as well, and also about the Isak stuff. Newcastle are set to greenlight the deal for Dan Ashworth to Manchester United. Initial fee set to be £6 million to cover the funds that Newcastle need to raise by the June the 30th. Now, remember, we mentioned about this. We thought it was 7 million, and we were told 7 million, but it's 6 million, and it needs to be raised to match FFP. So obviously, this is the reason why this deal could be pushed through. After that, it'll be 3 million for 2 seasons, 12 million total package. Deal almost done. Now, some people have come out and said this isn't true. Some people have said it's true. We can only tell you what we hear. It's up to you guys to decide whether it's good stuff or not. But that's from Will. Most of that stuff was from Will, but now I've got from another guy who's kind of backing up some of the stuff that Will said, but he's giving me more stuff. So this is very interesting. So injury update. Trippier should make squad tomorrow. Tino has a late fitness test. So that depends whether we play 4-3-3 or revert back to the 3-4-3 that we played against Spurs. So it's going to be interesting. Transfer news, Lloyd Kelly progressing on a free. So both people have mentioned this. Now, we've been talking apparently to Barcelona for Rafinha. So that's obviously the right wing. Not 100% sure that's a good move or not now. It was before we went to Barca, but I don't know about now. But reps have held back-to-back meetings. We've offered 35 million for the player when the window opens. So 35 million for Rafinha, it's not a bad deal, is it, when you think about it? We've been talking to Arsenal over the availability of Ramsdale. Talks ongoing. Chelsea, Wolves, NUFC in for the keeper. So Wolves. Chelsea as well. That's a bit of a strange one. Leicester and Leeds are after Sean Longstaff for 15 to 20 million. Is that enough? I know a lot of people don't like Sean Longstaff, but there's a lot of dirty work. A lot of people don't see the high press. Eddie likes him. I would be more 25, 30 million, but hey. Garen Cole is offered to Borough next season on loan. So the loans that he's gone on have been terrible. And we do need him to start showing whether he can progress or not. So maybe going to Borough is a good move. We'll soon see. NUFC being in touch with Forest, asking about the availability of Morgan's, Gibbs, White. So both people have said Gibbs White is definitely there. Forest looking to do a deal, especially if relegated, as we are still owed for Shelby and Wood. I don't know if we are or not. I mean, I don't think we are anymore. Eddie Howe, very keen. NUFC also monitoring Conor Gallagher. Now, Conor Gallagher is a player. I'll probably get shot for this. Like some people got shot for the Gordon deal. I love the Gordon deal, by the way. But Conor Gallagher just can't shoot. He can't hit a barn door. I just don't think it's a good move. 20 million offer on the table for Dean Hozjen. I think that's how you pronounce it, Huyjsen. So both people have mentioned him. Team news for tomorrow night. It says early team news. Dubravka and goal, Kraft, Shaw, Byrne, Hall, Bruno, Longstaff, Anderson, Gordon, Isak and Barnes. I think that could change because I think he might go and change and play 3-4-3 again because it was such a great performance against Spurs. So it'll be interesting. Tino, Trips, Wilson make the bench, hopefully, depending on fitness tests. And the breaking news, whichever one is released today, I've only got a chance to do my video now. We're looking to improve Isak's contract, which is massive. Extending it, high release clause and higher wages. So we are really looking to tie him down with all these rumours of Arsenal and Man City and everyone interested in him. We are looking to tie down Isak to a longer deal with a big release clause, which I'm all for. I think Isak is be top goal scorer next year. My 25 quid is going on him to be top scorer next year. I think he's absolutely quality. So that's all the news. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button and help us push onto that 7,000 mark. And please consider becoming a member or donating. We donate a lot of money to charity. We donated all this month's profit to a deaf school club or whatever it is with Kieran and Sue. You've probably seen the video, hopefully. If you haven't, go and watch it. It was brilliant. We donated about nearly £200 to that. That's going to be donated this month. So please help keep the channel running and help us to be able to, to improve other people's lives. So I really appreciate it. Share it with your friends. And good luck to Newcastle tomorrow night. We've got to beat Palace away. Keep this run going. However, lads.